Going live. Going live. It's live. And in color. Steve.
It's in color?
Yeah.
What do they do with technology next?
Live and in Technicolor. Steve, what are you trying to do? Dramatic effect vaping?
No, I was reading comments because now I can see them in StreamYard. I like it.
Oh,
I'm
so
not
now
supposed to look at them.
So this is going to just completely distract you during the show.
Yes.
Oh, great.
I can turn it off.
You know what, Steve? I'm actually going to quote one of the members of the chat.
Huh. I didn't even see that on my side.
Well, you did now.
Oh, there it is.
You ready to start this shit, Steve?
I guess so.
All right.
I gotta mute.
You mute your ass, will you?
Fucking mute it.
Yeah, mute that shit. God damn it.
Steve Alcorn's a fine investigator.
Oh, fuck off.
This is the Fortean Slip with your host, Chris York.
I don't need porn, Chris. I have a good woman.
Listen, I have a good woman. I still watch porn.
Co-host, Steve Alcorn.
You are the top shit in Bigfootery if you get the invitation.
Oh, are you?
I've gotten the invitation 2 years in a row now, Chris.
Wow, not me.
And sometimes special guest, Matt Knapp.
It's part of growing older, you know? Maturing. Makes me more dignified and stuff. Okay, George Washington. I opted for the...
Isn't that what meth addicts say? That make me more dignified.
Taking on all things strange since 2013.
Wait a minute.
I don't know what the hell.
Are you saying that he's pregnant?
Possibly.
Was he implanted by one of these teenage aliens?
Did that happen to Arnold?
This device, which comes as part of Nintendo's Quality of Life initiative, is
going to have kids running around banging their heads off bricks.
Yeah.
You're about to witness the strength of creep knowledge.
Good evening, and welcome to the Fortean Slip, episode 97. Fearsome creatures. Joining me as always, my co-host Steve Alcorn, eBay salesman, Bigfoot
Extraordinaire.
and Matt Knapp, Bigfoot expert. He's that guy. Washington Post renowned Bigfoot expert, Matt Knapp. He's going to take us on a journey tonight, Steve.
Matt is?
I've been told.
Mystical, magical journey?
People are saying.
Hey, how come KT's not on the show, but she's over there in the chat?
Because this week she has been, her post has been usurped.
That's not right.
Chubbs. That guy, yes, Steve, you got that right this time.
It's easy to go up and down. It's not so easy to do that.
Not so easy to get that one right. It's not so easy to go, whoa. It's a Chubb.
Everything's backwards.
Chubbs.
I'm pointing at Matt.
That guy. It's like if you put a trailer on your truck, and you go to you're backing the thing up. If you rest your hand on the bottom of the steering wheel, it's easier.
Oh, really?
Follow your own natural instincts to turn. It's easier if you put your hand on the bottom of the steering wheel.
I'll remember that next time I have a trailer on the back of my truck.
It's a good thing to remember. I think Chubbs is lost. Did we lose him in translation? Oh, there he is.
No, I'm here.
He is here. We were introducing you.
Oh, well, thank you. Happy to be here.
He sucks as a producer already.
Yeah, this is what second place gets you.
That's right. Yeah. If anybody wants to know what second place looks like,
there it is.
Chubbs, welcome to the show, buddy.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Don't say good to be here, because you know that's a fucking lie.
No, but I was the first to be here. I will say that.
That's right, Steve. He was here before you.
I was here before Matt. So
you suck.
I was in the shitter. What do you want?
Oh, huh? I think we now have a beef, Steve.
Huh?
Yes, a beef. And it's between one Richard Allen.
I hear the mother bird coming for you, Christopher.
Do you still hear the mother bird?
So what's this beef?
Hear them calling at night in your dreams, Chris.
Oh yeah, she's there. I hear it.
Just calling out.
She ain't gonna let you forget what you've done.
Hey, that's not on my end though, Steve. That bird's pissed.
You killed her baby.
I couldn't help it, Steve, and I didn't kill the baby.
Sure.
I didn't kill the baby. I didn't.
So what's this beef you speak of?
This beef, well, it's one Richard Allen.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah, he has a beef with our good friend Chubbs now.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Why?
Yep. Because Chubbs has some French lineage.
Oh.
Ah, jeez, this shit again.
Yep. No, I'm telling you, Matt. It's a thing. It's a thing for that fucking Brit. He's got a problem with the French people. It's a problem. It's a serious problem. I think we have to address it.
I think this is just a ploy to get us to end up calling Richard Captain Britain. That's all this is. He knows we would never go along with it if he just came out and said, "Hey, I want you guys to call me Captain Britain." So, like, he's going this long roundabout way.
Captain Britain, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Who are the other members of Excalibur?
Puck.
Let's fill this roster.
Yeah. North Star or something like that. Who was the gay one?
Isn't that Alpha Flight you're doing?
Yeah. Sure is.
Oh God. Oh, come on. So Matt,
producers who don't show up for work don't get to chime in the chat. You don't get to make suggestions. Be a live remote.
Oh yeah. So anyway, we are finally getting to the meat and potatoes of this show that was supposed to happen. What, 2 weeks ago?
Yeah,
2-3 weeks ago. I don't fucking know now.
Hey, I just want to say I need to make a special announcement.
Okay, you're not ready?
Breaking news. Am I ever? No, I had latched onto that rumor and posted about it, and you had inquired about it earlier in the week about
the Patterson Gillen.
Yeah. Yes, I wanted to know about this.
Yeah.
So, like, I saw it posted on another group, Cryptozoology or the Fortean Society of America, or one of those places. And I went to the Reddit link. It looked like a legit link and everything. I read the description, the conversation, or whatever. The guy had information that was posting it. However, Randy from Canada. You all know
Filipovic?
Sure. Moripovich, yes.
Randy Moripovich?
He left a comment.
The results of your DNA test are in, Matt, and you are kind of the father.
Not close to being the father, but sure. No, Randy
You're
says
actually
that,
a penguin.
Randy said what now? I'm interested. Chris,
that according to a post by Bill Munns,
yes,
he is not analyzing anything.
Fuck.
So that probably means that the rumored first-gen copy that has been rumored for years has not been found.
And if Randy Filipovic says it,
yeah,
it's probably true.
I mean, he does his due diligence.
Racer X?
Yes.
Formerly known as
Racer X.
The artist formerly known as Racer X.
That was
the artist formerly known as Racer X, now known as the guy trying to live out the Spaceballs fantasy.
I like the camper.
I fucking love it. Every time he posts pictures
awesome.
of his camper, I'm totally in.
Yeah,
it's like that's the hippie camper every fucking buddy wants.
He's like the Canadian Steve Alcorn.
Oh, hell yeah.
What?
Hell yeah.
Definitely, dude. He's constantly like buying, like, look at this crazy old vintage guitar amp I've never heard of. All I need to do is replace all the stuff and it will work again.
But he doesn't sell any of it.
Yeah, he's the Canadian version.
Yeah, he's the Canadian version. He saves it and like actually does shit with it.
Yeah, makes it cool again.
Yeah. He travels around.
Fuck, what does that get you?
Happiness, Steve.
I don't want that. I just want
I want money. Fucking Scrooge Steve over here.
Yeah. It's all about that bottom line with Steve Alcorn. Let me tell you. Right. Friendship doesn't amount to a bag of shit for him.
Unless he can sell it.
Yeah, unless he can sell that bag of shit.
You can't put a price on friendship. But if you could, I'd be selling it.
He would have it listed, buy it now.
That's right.
So, in other news, I am in talks with Fred to do a new Fortean Slip picture.
The other Canadian?
The other Canadian.
The other white meat.
Well, I was gonna say the other Canadian bacon. I didn't know if it worked.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he had hit me up and he said he's got some time coming up that he's got off, and he would schedule some time to produce a new picture for us. So I'm stoked. I just have to come up with a concept. I've been trying to talk it out with Matt, and I've already thrown some of the ideas at Fred, and I need to get into a hangout and talk with him about what we're going to do, exactly what I want done.
It better be wall-worthy. Well, anything Fred does is wall-worthy.
Oh, yeah. Well, whatever I throw at him, he's going to put his own spin on it, and that's what we'll get.
It's
always come out great as far as I've been concerned. So I'm not worried about it.
Awesome stuff.
Excuse me. But yeah, so I think that that will be fun. As soon as I can get that on his plate, and then as soon as I get the image, of course, I'll share it with everybody. But I don't know. I was thinking of a Star Wars theme. Matt had thrown in the idea of a Rick and Morty themed image.
Look at the meh.
Sorry, Matt. I just don't. No.
I'm not into Rick and Morty. Chris is.
Yeah.
It's his fucking artwork.
Just saying.
I like the idea. I mean, you can go so many different directions with Rick and Morty. I just don't know how well it'll translate with Steve and I in those character positions.
No mention of Matt at all.
Unless we just like abandon the idea of the Rick and Morty characters and just go with that style of like artwork, the portal gun type thing. I don't know. Could be interesting. Or Rick and Morty are opening a portal and seeing Steve and I doing the Fortean Slip. I don't know.
I was thinking Looney Tunes.
Looney Tunes.
Yeah, I want to be Bugs Bunny. No, I want to be Taz.
You want to be something.
Foghorn.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I could be Foghorn Leghorn.
I say. You're a chicken hawk, son.
Now let's hang up, boy.
Your Kennedy is much better than your Foghorn.
I gotta
Same character.
I gotta come up with something for it, and throw it his way soon because he's got some time off, like I said, coming up really quick. So, and he's been busy. Old Fred Dunn.
Old man Fred Dunn.
And let me tell you right now, I usually promote him at the end of the show, but if you want some original art in your home, contact Fred. I mean, he'll commission. You tell him what you want done, he will. He just did a
I
real.
can't do it.
What?
I'm trying to point to Fred's
You're
work.
in the
while you're
room
talking.
with it. Just look at it and point.
Yeah, there you go. That right there. That great job, Steve.
He even did the design that ended up on your T-shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, if anybody wants some original art in their home, I would definitely hit him up for a commissioned piece of art, something that you want that you can tell him. Like I say, he just did a samurai predator that's amazing for somebody.
He's making iced tea with tea. I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah.
His portraits. I mean, he does great work across the board, but man, his pencil portraits are freaking amazing.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. I had him do one of it's my mother's ex-husband and his new wife. So I'm still good friends with him. It was a few years back. I had him do that for him for Christmas one year, and it came out amazing. It was great.
Get it before the prices go up, folks.
Yeah,
because they will.
Yeah,
he should charge a lot more than he does.
He should charge a lot more than he does. I just talked to him about a commission piece, and I think he said $150.
So he has gone up some.
He's gone up, but even at that price, he's still.
No, that's.
I told him he's still kind of shortchanging himself.
Yeah, people here charge like $500 for work that's not as good as his.
Yeah. So.
Well,
I mean,
Canadian money, maybe that's a lot. I don't know.
Maybe so.
No, I don't think so, Steve.
How much Tommy John coffee will that buy, or whatever it's called?
Tim Hortons.
Yeah,
Tim Hortons.
Who?
You don't walk into a Tim Hortons and there aren't like fucking shirtless guys on the fucking wall, and they're not playing fucking hip hop.
Tommy John's. That's it, man. I'm gonna move to Canada, and I'm gonna open a competing coffee shop called Tommy John's.
It'll be like every mall fucking teeny popper fucking clothing store.
Yeah.
You walk in and it'd be
that was the bass drop, Steve.
I figured so much.
Steve doesn't understand.
I don't care.
So anyway, fearsome creatures, Matt.
Yeah,
you came across this little
scary shit, man.
This
scary shit.
I knew nothing about it, and then we got derailed with my son coming on the show, and we wound up doing the Bray Road Beast, and then last weekend my cousin coming on the show and us talking about the dog encounter, which was great.
Then this week you have your very distant cousin Chubbs.
Yes.
He never says a word.
Nolans.
Anytime he's acknowledged, you just
Steve, why are you gonna be that way?
Because
to our fans.
he's not a fan anymore. He's on the fucking show.
Jeez, the ball buster on
Look
this
what
guy.
happened to Richard.
I turned into Matt.
Yeah, that's true. Look at what happened to Richard.
Is this like a Lifetime special? Look what happened to Richard.
Look what happened to Richard. No, the Lifetime special would be driving on the bus with my brother Richard.
My sister Richard.
Yeah, I told him I wanted to incorporate him in the Dred Funn pick somehow.
Oh, then you got to go Doctor Who.
Doctor Who could be a good. That could actually be a good take.
Maybe Dr. Seuss.
Like Steve could be like Dalek or whatever.
I don't even know who that is.
Yeah. See.
Yeah.
I'm better with Dr. Seuss.
With a for sale sticker hanging off of it.
Oh, jeez. No,
Fearsome creatures.
See, I was gonna do Steve. If I did a Star Wars theme one, I was gonna do.
Don't give it away.
No, I'm gonna do Steve, frozen in carbonite with a fucking price tag on him.
Which is a good idea, but I also see Steve as Watto.
I don't know who that is either.
The flying guy that sells stuff. Episode 1. You know, the movie that doesn't count.
In the prequel.
Yeah. It's there.
If we did Star Trek, I'd be Harry Harcourt Fenton Mudd. That's who I'd be.
Oh, God.
Because that's what he did.
Oh, no. Steve, understand something. You, Matt, and I are a trio.
Yes.
If I did Star Trek, we would be Kirk, Spock, and Bones.
Which one's Bones?
Oh, my God.
I'd be Spock. Because I'm the intellectual one.
Oh,
correct, Steve.
yeah, Steve.
And you'd obviously be Kirk, so Matt would be Bones.
What if we went
Can we
next
make him
gen,
check
though?
off?
What's that?
Next generation.
Oh, next gen?
Yeah.
Oof.
Would I be Riker with or without the beard?
Who said anything about you being
Matt would
Riker?
obviously be Riker in that situation. You'd be Deanna Troy.
You would be Worf.
Can I be Data?
You would be Wesley Crusher.
Yeah.
I'll take Wesley. Wesley was a smart young man.
Steve.
Fearsome creatures. Go ahead, Matt.
Yeah, fearsome creatures.
I mean, I don't have anything prepared or anything. Fearsome creatures. They're basically the cryptid world created by lumberjacks. I'm assuming back in the day, whenever lumberjacks were big burly men wearing plaid, going out and chopping down trees with axes and those saws that two men use, one on each side of the tree.
Me and Steve do weekends for fun.
Hey, there we go. There's our new artwork. Us with a big saw.
No.
No? All right. And Matt is the tree.
What pop culture reference is that?
I don't know.
Don't listen to
Jeez.
him.
Anyway, I assume that after a hard day's work and a full belly of stew around the campfire,
He's
they
not prepared.
probably
This
all
all
sat
sounds
around getting
scripted.
shit-faced. And, told stories to try and, make each other laugh and scare each other or whatever. And that's how all these creatures started to come about. It's just weird that lumberjacks have their own collection of folklore. And it's all like cryptids. And it doesn't matter where you're at. Okay. I did say plaid, not denim, though. Just want to be clear on that point. But yeah, lumberjacks everywhere created monsters. And those monsters are known as fearsome critters.
Quitters. I know Chubbs. I sent Chubbs all the stuff that you sent me.
Chubbs is well versed in fearsome critters. Actually,
He is?
he has a background in fearsome critterology.
Oh. You do?
I did do some research on it though, but
Unfortunately, my dog ate it. He couldn't be here with us today.
Go ahead, Chubbs. Let's hear about your research.
Well, mostly what Matt said, but to add on, it came around the turn of the century mostly, centralized in states like Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, and the top of California into Canada. And there was a list of over 70. So there's quite a few.
Critters?
Yeah.
No, lumberjacks, dumbass.
Chubbs, did you have a favorite out of the critters? The one that stands out?
I did. The axe handle hound.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Most of these are kind of crazy.
Yeah, absolutely crazy.
Is this like somebody fucking accidentally swung an axe into their dog and it ran by some people?
It's a dog shaped like an axe.
What?
The head is shaped like an axe, yeah.
Yeah. And then it has kind of a wiener dog body, like a handle.
Yeah.
I can see how that's your favorite.
It's the truth, I tell you.
I don't know.
Guys, you have to take this seriously.
No, I
okay?
know.
This isn't a joke.
Yeah, lumberjacks talked about it. It has to be real.
The axe handle hound is a fearsome dog originated from Wisconsin and Minnesota. It has a slender body in the shape of a handle of an axe and a head the shape of an axe head. It also has short, stubby legs. Despite its dangerously shaped head, the axe handle hound was not known to be deadly. However, it would pester lumberjacks by stealing any axe handles left unattended and storing them away to be eaten. This nocturnal creature travels from camp to camp searching for its next meal. In Minnesota, there is a canoe access campground named Axe Handle Hound after the folklore creature. It can be found on the Little Fork River near Some Word National Park and very near the town of Linden Grove.
Linden Grove, yes.
Yeah. I think it's Voyagers, but it's spelled with a U, so it's kind of weird. Voyagers National Park. But yeah, it was like a wiener dog with an axe-shaped head.
I can see how that's a favorite.
Chubbs, didn't you say that the jackalope was listed in there too?
Yes, it was listed under lumberjack tales. Yes.
The jackalope is real, though.
Well, these are all real, Steve.
Well, the jackalope is real.
It's real?
It's real.
Tell me
There
more.
are real jackalopes.
Tell me more, Steve.
They're real.
Tell
What
me
more
more.
do you need?
Tell me more.
Well, it's actually a growth that comes out of the rabbit's head. It's not real antlers, but it looks like antlers. So that's
Right.
where the tail comes from.
Well, here's one for you. This is actually a computer term, but everybody knows it, I think. Steve, have you ever been called or called someone a dingbat?
I have been called a dingbat.
Well, a dingbat is one of these creatures.
Yes, I'm aware.
Oh, okay. Tell us what it looks like.
It's a dingy bat. No, I've heard of it before. I knew that it was named after a creature of some sort.
It had large wings and antlers on its head with a short body covered in feathers.
That sounds silly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It had the ability to eat bullets in midair.
Ooh.
So
I
it was
wouldn't want
pointless
to.
to shoot at one and try to kill it.
I see. That was a defense mechanism.
Best bullet catch ever.
Yes.
What? Why does everything have antlers?
Because it's scary.
Okay. Jackalope had antlers. This dingbat had antlers.
Wendigo.
Did the axe dog have antlers as well?
Maybe.
No, it had an axe head.
Oh.
Here's one Chris is familiar with.
Ooh.
the fur-bearing trout, also known as the beaver trout.
Is it really?
Yes. Basically a trout covered in fur.
Yes. I think a lot of us are familiar with that one.
Well, you see them sometimes hanging in bait shops in the north, or hanging around bait shops in the north. Not to be confused with the Midwest lot lizard.
Familiar with those too. Never taken it, never. Yeah, I don't know anything.
According to the legend, the fur-bearing trout was first encountered by Europeans when Scottish settlers migrated to Canada. Chris, you can't make up your own origins for these.
Why, they did.
All right, continue. Sorry.
Europeans, when Scottish sailors immigrated to Canada during the 17th century, one sailor wrote home remarking about the abundance of furried animals and fish in this new land. Asked to provide more information about the furried fish, he duly sent home a specimen. Fur-bearing trouts mounted as trophies can be found hanging on walls throughout the Great Lakes region of North America. Yeah, I'll show you a sample. Take a look at this.
How do you like them apples?
How do you like the fur on that trout? See, this is why we put this show off, because
Steve.
I didn't do anything. Why are you Steve-ing me? I'm just sitting here soaking in this wonderful information.
There's furry trouts in the world, Steve. So I just want you to know. Look out for them. You might be able to sell one.
If I found one, I might try.
There you go.
one of my favorites.
And we'd have to give you a hat with a feather in it.
One of the ones that I had previously heard about and I liked just because of the name, the terrifying snallygaster.
Ooh.
Yeah. Snallygaster is basically a dragon. But like people take it pretty seriously. There's all kinds of snallygaster stuff on the internet.
Yeah, it's called Pornhub.
Oh man. Yeah, it was from Maryland.
Come here, little girl. I'm gonna
not that kind of snallygaster.
So it was said to inhabit the hills surrounding Washington and Frederick counties in Maryland. The area was settled by German immigrants beginning in the 1730s. Early accounts described the community being terrorized by a monster called a Schnellergeist, meaning quick spirit in German. The earliest incarnations mixed the half-bird features of a siren with the nightmarish features of demons and ghouls. The Snallygaster was described as half-reptile, half-bird, with a metallic beak lined with razor-sharp teeth, occasionally with octopus-like tentacles.
But not always.
Silently from the sky to pick up and carry off its victims.
And would eventually have sex with Japanese women in anime porn.
See, you were right. You can find them on Pornhub then.
Yeah. Snallygasters.
It was described as making screeches like a locomotive whistle. Here's the weird part, okay? This thing like made the newspapers.
Okay.
A great deal of publicity surrounded a string of appearances with the Smithsonian Institution offering a reward for the hide. President Theodore Roosevelt reportedly considered postponing an African safari to personally hunt the beast. What the hell?
They take their Snallygaster seriously.
They do.
Yes. Well, they did.
They did.
Not now.
Steve, you should take yours more seriously.
Everyone should take their Snallygaster very seriously.
Mine is
Anytime I deal with the
Steve, a
snallygaster,
little personal grooming goes a long way, buddy.
hey, when I deal with the snallygaster, it's all serious.
It's all business.
It's all our business.
That's right. That's what I like.
Here's another one that I heard of growing up. Have you guys ever heard of a hoop snake?
No, but somebody I have, but somebody in the chat has mentioned.
Yeah, somebody in the chat. Oh, Will L.
Oh, Will L.
Yeah, Will L.
I mean, it was a snake that would, whenever it felt threatened or whatever, it would bite its own tail, making like a ring or a hoop and roll away.
Yes.
And roll away?
Roll away like a tire.
Interesting.
Doesn't seem possible.
Why not, Steve?
Snakes are kind of, you pick them up and they're like,
they can slither on the ground. Why couldn't they fucking roll?
I don't know. Maybe they can. Hoop snakes.
Maybe.
The duck-footed dum-dum.
Ooh, that's that one I know of.
Said to come around every spring. Apparently it has two tails like bass drumsticks that it swings around like lightning, beating them on a tight drum-like skin on its back. When the fish hear this, they all flock near the shore in shallow water and lay their eggs. Then after they lay their eggs, the fish leave, and the creature freely keeps watch until all the fish spawn have hatched out.
How long does that take?
A pretty long time.
So this duck thing just stands there and waits.
Yes.
Yeah,
but according to the picture, it's more like a cat with two tails that drums its back and has
Puss in Boots.
Yeah.
It seems to would be fairly easy to capture a photograph of this creature. It's just standing there waiting for eggs to hatch.
It actually has some scientific merit.
Oh, really?
Based on additional text, the fish wouldn't know it was spawning season if they didn't hear the dum-dum. It would mean that the beast emits some sort of noise that activates breeding stimulus in fish and allows them to lay eggs at that point in time.
Where's the science come in now?
That part.
So it stimulates the fish?
Yeah, the sound somehow.
It's like an underwater vibrator?
Yeah.
Sweet.
Stimulator.
Yeah. And all the fish go.
Then there's
you like that, Steve? Did you like that one? Come on. You know you did.
Wow. Then there's the whiff and poof.
The what?
The whiff and poof. You've done that several times, Steve.
I was doing that before the show.
Yeah. A large fish found in perfectly circular lakes. They are very elusive, obviously. Catching one is tricky but doable. You have to row to the exact center of the lake and bore a square hole in the water. Bait the hole with cheese. The best types of cheese that will attract the whiff and poof are Stilton, Brie, Liederkranz, or Limburger.
Limburger, yeah. That's
usually the whiff and poof will smell it quickly if you use the listed cheeses and will come to the surface. When it emerges, squirt some tobacco juice in its eye.
Oh.
This will make it get so angry that it will not go back into the lake, so you can just grab it with a net.
So we can catch a whiff and poof.
Whiff and poof.
What is all that noise going on? Is that
he's catching a whiff and poof.
Yeah, Chubbs was trying to catch one.
That was a football game in the background. Sorry about that.
Hey, look what he's doing.
Hold on, buddy.
Are you actually at the game?
No. I had to pass right in front of the TV.
So you're not stationary. You're moving around.
He's
a little bit.
He's on the go. He's on the go, Steve.
Yeah, well, yeah. Hey. Whatever works.
Man of importance, Steve.
Okay. Well, worse things have happened on this show, so.
Yeah. With you?
Whiff and poof.
I think you should find whiff and poof, Steve.
Where's the snipe come in?
Everybody knows the snipe. It's a boring one.
Yeah, Steve.
What about the Wookalar?
What?
That's not on your list?
What do you know something about?
What list? I'm not using a list. This is all from memory.
It's the Wookalar. Everybody knows about the Wookalar.
It's all from memory, Steve. I don't know what you're talking about.
Matt's a consummate professional, Steve. I don't know
Yeah.
why you would believe this came from a website or a list or Wikipedia page.
Yeah.
Or fearsomemonsters.com.
They have that?
Probably.
Did I miss that one?
No, but it's actually a good idea, really.
Steve,
Go ahead,
just
hurry up
going
and
to
register that, man.
right now.
I'm going to look.
Steve wants to catch up. Come on, Steve.
Well, if you got a list, go after it, man.
Yeah, let's go, Steve.
I'm looking up
How
fearsomemonsters.com.
are you, buddy?
Tell us about the Hodag.
Yeah, tell us what's
I
going
didn't
on.
say I had a list. I'm just saying. I just know of a couple.
Yeah.
Search instead for oh boy.
Yeah.
No, there is no such website. Hurry up and register that shit.
Yeah, because people are going to flock to it as soon as you do.
Yeah, as soon as you do, Steve. So come on. You're in the what? The Wookala.
There's a Wookie, a Wook.
It's a fictional creature.
You
We're
looked
talking
it
about
up?
real creatures, Steve.
Yeah, Steve, we're talking about fictional. This is a fictional creature. We're talking about real creatures, not a fictional creature from a Don Knotts and Tim Conway movie.
Oh.
Yes,
But
Steve.
look at it. It's got a pig face.
Fucking douche.
Man, pig, bear.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just because Charles Cole says it's fictional doesn't mean it is.
Yeah.
I don't even know who Charles Cole is. Probably
It is
some asshole.
It is fictional,
Jeez.
Steve.
He says it's fictional.
It's fictional, Steve.
I've seen the Wookalar.
Steve's
Well, I've heard him.
You've heard it?
Yes, sir.
I'm sure you've heard of beaver trout, too, when you pulled your cock out of it.
So the Hodag comes from Wisconsin.
You're welcome.
This one's pretty popular. Like this one they actually captured.
What
Okay. Yeah, I'm listening.
The Hodag.
What the fuck's a hodag?
You know, it's a Hodag.
They captured one, so Matt must have a pretty good description of one.
Well, there's the Hodag is popular. Okay. It has the head of a frog, the grinning face of a giant elephant, thick, short legs set off by huge claws, the back of a dinosaur, and a long tail with spears at the end.
They captured one of these things, did they?
They captured one.
Do they have the spears at the end of the tail?
Where do you think the description came from?
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Steve.
The captured beast.
I'm just trying to get all the facts. Just the facts.
The reports were instigated by a well-known Wisconsin land surveyor, timber cruiser, and supposed prankster, Eugene Shepard, who rounded up a group of local people to capture the animal. The group reported that they needed to use dynamite to kill the beast. A photograph of the remains of the charred beast was released to the media.
Which is completely hilarious, Matt, because it's also what you need to use to kill a beaver trout.
Yes, absolutely. Which we no longer do because dynamiting waterways has become outlawed, and that's why nobody ever sees the beaver trout.
Hodags.
Hodags. So a photograph was released. There is an actual photograph of the creature. I mean, it's clearly.
There's a photograph. Can you share said photograph?
I don't know.
Well, we have screen share.
Okay, I'm gonna send it to you.
Send it to me.
Well, yeah.
Matt doesn't know how to use that button that says screen share or share screen.
I'm still remembering the information.
Steve, I'm getting you. Well, this is interesting. What?
Yeah. You can tell it's obviously real.
It's something. It's
Oh,
different.
let's put it full screen, Chris.
Oh, all right, hold on. I'm trying to get you. Trying to get you up here. There. It's a hodag. Steve.
Look at it. Let me see. I can't even barely see that shit.
It's right there.
That's what you get.
Let's hold on.
1803, Steve. What do you expect from 1803?
What do you expect, Steve?
What do you want?
I
Fucking
don't see
HD?
anything. I see a bunch of
What do you
guys.
want? Fucking 4K?
I don't see it.
You don't see what?
According to a quote from the article, it was the fiercest, strangest, most frightening monster ever to set razor-sharp claws on the earth.
That's
It
right.
became extinct after its main food source, all white bulldogs, became scarce in the area.
Yes.
All
But
white
never fear, he captured one alive.
A
In
bulldog or a hodag?
1896. According to his reports, he and several bear wrestlers placed chloroform on the end of a long pole, which they worked into the cave of the creature where it was overcome. He displayed this creature at the Oneida County Fair. Thousands of people came to see the hodag at the fair or at Shepherd's display in a shanty at his house. Having connected wires to it, Shepherd would occasionally move the creature, which he would typically send the already skittish viewers fleeing the display.
Now we know.
Scientists
The rest of
from the
story?
Smithsonian in Washington, D.C. announced they would be traveling to the area to inspect the apparent discovery. Their mere announcement spelled the end, as Shepherd was then forced to admit that the hodag was a hoax, which I don't believe that.
No, a lot of this sounds very, very familiar.
I think he released it
I think the government stole it.
before science grabbed it and, turned it into
Yes.
an exhibit or something. Just because he had it on exhibit. He was just educating people.
That's right.
Educating.
It sounds very familiar to somebody else we know.
Yeah.
Same story.
Yeah?
Yeah.
But it's become a big deal. It's the official symbol of Rhinelander, Wisconsin. It's the mascot of their high school.
Should be. Yes, as it should
Local businesses, organizations, the annual music festival, they all use its name. The city of Rhinelander's website calls Rhinelander the home of the hodag.
I
They
think
have the. I've heard they have the hodag hoedown.
I think
Yeah.
it should be in the new Fortean Slip picture.
It should.
There you go.
They've got a
Contact Fred
giant
Dunn.
statue of it. I mean, this is a legit thing, man.
Yeah.
Just
I'm in.
saying. Hodags are real.
Looks like it's got some horns.
It's got some horns.
It's such a tiny picture. I can't even see it.
It's a small picture, Steve. It's 1803. What do you want?
They had big pictures in 1803.
Not necessarily.
Yeah, they had those giant cameras, and
Steve, this is what you get. That's what you get them.
I'll have to look it up on my own.
You can't just pop down to Walmart and,
There's
hold this thing up in 1803.
There's a picture of the statue. Maybe that will help him.
I got a new one.
Yeah.
All right. Hold on. Let's just go with a new one. All right. You ready, Steve?
I don't know.
I'm going to stop sharing, Steve.
Oh, that's scary.
What?
The picture of that hodag that you're showing right now.
I'm sorry, Steve.
Oh, wait, that's me.
Yeah, that is you. Here is the statue, Steve. Does that help you?
Hodag!
Hodag!
Does that help you?
Yeah, that's better. I can actually see the creature now.
Yeah. What do
I
you
can
think?
see. I could see how they made that the mascot of the high school. Yeah.
This thing
Okay, cool.
This thing came up to you in the woods, Steve. You'd be petrified.
No, I'd be all right because I don't have a white bulldog. That's all it eats.
Steve. Yeah, but what if even though you don't have a white bulldog, it's still gonna fuck you up?
No, it isn't. It's only after white bulldogs. That's what Matt said.
Well, that's its main food source.
Oh, it eats more than one thing.
I guess.
Yeah.
It looks like something out of Where the Wild Things Are or whatever.
Are you gonna just quote the chat room?
Oh, I didn't even see that.
Yeah, Steve.
Honestly, I did not.
Did you not?
It does, though.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
But that's what it looks like. Maybe that's where that came from.
Don't know.
Ah.
Why would? Wait a minute. I'm pretty sure lumberjack stories came long before Maurice Sendak's Where the Fucking Wild Things
That's
Are.
what I'm saying is that Maurice, whatever his last name is, got it from the lumberjack.
Based it on
He
the
stole
lumberjack
it.
stories.
Yes, he stole it.
Maybe it's
He
possible.
saw that picture from 1803 and said, "Huh, I can write a whole book about that shit."
He said, "Let's let the wild rumpus start."
Yep.
The agropelter.
What?
Yeah, this one's kind of weird because it's called an agropelter.
Sponsored by Monsanto.
And like, I mean, based on modern terminology, an agropelter would be an angry thrower. And that's what this thing is.
Okay.
However, listen to this. Okay. It is said to inhabit hollow trees of the conifer woods from Maine to Oregon. From this vantage point, yes, hollow trees. It lives inside the trees, apparently.
Fuck, I had a fucking one of these damn things in my backyard.
Yeah, you did. From this vantage point, the creature would await an unwary person and hurl wooden splinters and branches at the intruder. Some have described the creature as being so quick that it has never been seen. One reference describes the creature as having a slender, wiry body, the villainous face of an ape, and arms like muscular whiplashes, with which it can snap off dead branches and hurl them through the air like shells from a 6-inch gun.
Whoa.
A 6-inch gun.
It eats birds, woodpeckers and hoot owls, and rotten wood. Its pups are born on February 29th. And always arrive in odd numbers. But here's where it gets kind of weird and familiar. They are blamed for the disappearance of people in northern forests. When loggers died from branches falling on their heads, Agropelter was blamed for throwing the heavy branch.
Yeah.
Another reference describes the creature as having the head of a gorilla or some other terrifying ape, but fully furred, and its body was like that of a stretched out starving bear.
Don't tell Phil Poling that.
They are also said to be completely black, save for its face, which had a spoken ash gray skull pattern, contrasting with the black of the rest of the animal.
Sounds like a fucking Bigfoot.
In one account, an agropelter kidnapped a pioneer surveyor and fed him raw fish until he escaped. I mean, yeah, some of that sounds like a Bigfoot. And in the drawings, it shows a primate type creature up in the tree throwing a limb down on somebody.
No, that just settles it. Bigfoots are real, and so are agro whatevers.
Pilters?
Yeah, yeah.
The Jersey Devil is also on this list.
The Jersey Devil's on this list?
Yes.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I thought you were going by memory, Matt.
The list in my head
that
I put together based on research that I've done for weeks now.
Matt has a fearsome critter
For a moment
in his brain.
Yes.
He just accesses it much like a database, Steve. Just because you can't be the intelligent man that Matt Knapp is, don't be upset.
I thought we settled earlier that I was Spock.
No, you settled that you were Spock.
But it's true.
Matt and I laughed internally.
See, I thought you were on board with that idea.
With you being Spock?
Yes.
I wasn't really on board with you even being one of the three.
Gee.
I was going to read one. I mean, remember one. But the more I read it, it seems kind of racist.
Oh, it's a racist
You
one.
might want to skip that one.
Yeah.
Well, Beaverfish was kind of sexist.
How?
I'm just saying.
How is it sexist?
I don't know. I just think it is.
Why? What about it makes you think that?
This is a trap.
It's not a trap. You said it. I'm just asking a question.
Steve, why would a furry fish be a sexist thing, Steve?
It's not sexist. It's just the way we react to that. That's the sexist.
Maybe the way you react to it.
Yeah. I'm not the one bringing it up 23 times on the fucking show.
The beaver trout?
See?
There is included in this list a Bigfoot. Not
a Bigfoot?
No, it's I'm not even going to attempt it because it's a Native American word that I don't want to mispronounce it or anything, but it's also known as the Tall Man, a giant ape-like creature from the myth of the Seminole people of Oklahoma. It is described as a hairy humanoid with huge size and strength that can rip up vast number of trees and rip them apart to use as a club. This creature is covered with gray hair and smells like a stagnant, muddy pond. It is advised to avoid areas where there are many dead trees.
Stagnant, muddy pond.
Yeah.
Stink. I see.
The Dungarvan Hooter.
What?
Yeah.
Hooters.
It lived in Maine and in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. It was described as a deadly alligator-like creature that has no mouth, but its nostrils were abnormally large. It also had short legs and a thick, powerful tail. It makes no noise except a snort.
Giant hooters.
It preys on the drunk, rum-filled lumberjacks by hiding behind a bush. When a person stumbles by, the Dungarvan Hooter leaps out and knocks its prey to the ground with its tail. It then jumps up and down on its victim until gases are produced, which it inhales through its large nostrils. It is now thought to have just been a crocodile. What?
With no mouth.
In Maine.
In Maine.
And the Upper Peninsula of Michigan because, they're real close.
Lake Placid, motherfucker. That's all I gotta say. Betty fucking White, she's out there fucking feeding goddamn crocodiles in the lakes. What's happening, Steve? Lake Placid was a documentary.
I didn't see it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I did. I watched the skiing and
the
figure skating.
Yeah.
Hugag, Hugag.
Is that related to the Hodag?
No.
The hoo-ah.
It's up there on you, Steve. Not really, but kind of. Its range includes western Wisconsin, northern Minnesota, and a territory extending indefinitely northward into Canada.
It's nowhere near me.
It's right by you.
No.
Yeah, right next door, Steve.
Right next door.
In size, it can be compared to that of a moose, and in form, somewhat resembles that animal. Very noticeably, however, are its jointless legs, which compel the animal to remain on its feet, and its long upper lip, which prevents it from grazing. If it tried that method of feeding, it would simply tramp its upper lip into the dirt. Its head and neck are leathery and hairless. Its strangely corrugated ears flop downward. Its four-toed feet, long bushy tail, shaggy coat, and general makeup give the beast an unmistakably prehistoric appearance. Yeah, something that's kind of interesting about this one is that some people think that this is actually a prehistoric creature that just survived long enough for somebody to see one.
Oh, it was the last remnants of a species.
Yeah,
it is possible.
Paraceratherium. Anybody knows what that is?
I'm pretty sure I took some antibiotics to clear some of that up.
Or a living Moropus.
Probably that.
Probably that.
Could be.
We got some.
I think that's completely possible that there have been different things that have managed to hang on late, and that early man saw them, and that's where some of these legends and creatures come from.
Well, something that came in, through the latter parts of the last ice age or whatever, it would make sense for them to be up north where it's colder
Yeah.
And, you know, I mean, maybe. Why not?
Yeah, I buy it. I totally buy it. They're finding new shit all the time.
All the time.
All the
Finding
time.
new shit that used to be around. They're finding shit that is around that's new. I mean, I can buy it.
You've got the Wapaloosie.
The what?
Wop, bop, a lamb, bop.
The Wapaloosie.
Oh.
It lives in the damp forest in the north of Idaho.
He was on the air with the Big Bopper.
Yeah. By the St. Joe River to the Pacific coast. It is the size of a sausage dog and has the feet and toes of a woodpecker. Its tail is also spiked, which helps it climb trees.
Dogs.
Sausage dog, not wiener dog. Sausage.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
Don't you know the difference, Chris?
Sorry, Steve.
It feeds only on mushrooms, just like Chris, that grow on trees, and it has become very agile at climbing, much like a squirrel.
The tree ones don't get you high.
A lumberjack story tells of how a hunter once shot a Wapaloosie, and on investigating the corpse, decided to make a pair of gloves with its skin. He tanned the skin and made the gloves with great care with the fur on the outside. And that is the sound it makes. But when he put them on to show it to his friends, the most bizarre thing happened. When he picked up his axe, the gloves naturally moved by themselves to the top of the axe blade. The man dropped his axe in horror, but discovered that whatever he picked up in his hands would climb to the top, because they could no longer find a tree. He then discarded the now useless gloves, and the living Wapaloosie gloves were last seen climbing up the logs in the forest.
Totally legit.
Yeah.
So their thing?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay. I'm down. I want to know what would have happened if Justin Smeha had made gloves out of his kill. Just curious.
Humility?
Humility?
No, that's the actual name of a creature.
Oh. I thought you were just asking me to have some.
Have a little humility, would you?
I'm like, me? Come on.
This one is just like an eagle, but had really good eyesight, superior to that of an eagle, to where it could always avoid hunters. The only reason I'm bringing this up is because it was reported in Reverend Samuel Peters' General History of Connecticut in 1781. I always find it interesting whenever things like this that, you know, we accept as like folklore and made up stories actually make it into like reference material.
Right.
It happened a lot back in those days.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
Because people didn't rely on cameras, obviously. So if somebody said it true and had a believable story, people accepted it as being real.
And it got into the history books.
Yep.
As real. Yeah.
Because Steve heard it once.
The Tripodero, a mysterious creature from the California wilderness. It was described to have 2 contractile or telescopic legs and a kangaroo-like tail that it uses to balance itself while aiming. However, 4-legged varieties of the Tripodero have also been seen. These lack the long tail. The Tripodero's body is not large, but it is solidly built, and its head is nearly all snout. This just...
Peter?
I mean, I'm looking at a picture of this thing, and it's like if you turned a camera on a tripod into a living creature. Maybe it's a tripod arrow.
I see.
Maybe it's Tuscadero.
It lives in areas of dense bush and undergrowth, hunting for birds and other small animals that are its main source of food. When it sees some prey, It slowly extends its legs, thereby raising its body above the brush. When it has a clear line of sight, it shoots a mud pellet out of its blowgun-like snout. Then the prey is stunned, and the Tripodero can then consume it. A lethal creature of extreme accuracy and calculation who rarely misses.
So it's like a flamingo?
Yeah, Pinky, Tuscadero. See where I'm going with that?
What are you talking about, Tuscadero? You just think of a word that rhymed?
No, it just it sounds like that's what you're describing. Loves demolition derbies and wants to date Fonzie.
The Squidgy Come Squee.
What?
Pinky Tuscadero from Happy Days.
Come Squee.
I'm not talking to you, Steve.
From the tales of lumberjacks in North America in the late 19th century and early 20th century, this creature is very shy, not wanting to ever be seen. When it hears or sees someone or something approaching, it takes a deep breath and swallows itself whole.
Why would it do that?
Well, Jeremy?
How?
A similar cryptid known as the wonk exhibits a similar habit of hiding itself by removing its presence completely. However, it is not known if these two animals are related. Oh, wow. Oh, wow, wow, wow. Jesus. So the first comment is, what they mean by swallowing itself, it's probably the creature morphing into the earth / the forest.
Oh, well, yeah.
Oh.
I've heard of other creatures doing that.
You know, that's what they do.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, Steve, you got to understand that these creatures morph.
Cloak, I think, is the appropriate term.
Like the mighty morphing Power Rangers.
Mm-hmm.
They morph. So
there's some weird things going on in the chat over there. Is this normal?
What are you doing? What do you mean the chat?
You can't see the chat?
No.
You go to live comments over there on the side?
Yeah.
Why would I do that? I'm doing the show.
Oh, yeah.
Why
Well,
would
I'm
I
not
sit there
supposed
and
to.
distract myself with the chats?
Yeah, Steve.
But because I'm not allowed to watch the chat, and now it's right here in front of me, I figured I'd check it out for a change.
You can turn it off.
Stay out of the cookie jar, Steve.
I figured I'd check it out for a change, and I'm appalled by our listeners. And what they're saying.
Have you listened to the show?
Well, that's our job. That's what we get paid to do.
Yeah.
Oh, no. That's what Chris gets paid to do.
Barely.
I think Little Pennywise and the Colonel are the same person. Switching between accounts. I think that's what's going on there.
Thank you for bringing that a lovely story to the show that we did not need to fucking know about.
All right.
Thanks, buddy.
I'm going to turn the chat off now.
I appreciate it. Matt's trying to tell us wonderful stories here. You're in the chat.
Oh, now I'm reading the chat.
Oh, good.
Who is the her?
Is it her?
That the Colonel is referring to. Only getting part of the chat.
The Colonel?
Oh.
I'll only talk about the Colonel if he's the Colonel from fucking Boogie Nights.
Well, I was hoping KFC. I like chicken.
I was hoping he was a pedophile.
Oh.
Katie's tossing out zingers left and right in the chat, though. She's
but look at that. Look at that. She gives me some credit, too. I am onto something. I know what's going on in here.
Anything, Steve?
I thought Steve wasn't allowed in the chat.
I'm out of it now until I. But
well, you said she's giving you credit, and you wanted to read that one, but you didn't read the other one that said that you weren't allowed in the chat.
Oh.
Yeah.
And this one up here that says, "Wow, I heard this same argument from my 11-year-old nephews." I think she was talking about you, Steve.
I still want to know who her is.
Do you?
Yeah, I do. Not Katie. I know that's not who he's talking about. But
I think Katie thinks you're a dummy.
Katie thinks I'm a dummy? She just told me I was smart.
I think she thinks you're a fearsome critter.
All right. Well, I'm going to get back out of the chat. Go ahead. I'm on private chat now. There's nothing here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
The Glowacus. It's basically a cat-like creature, I'm guessing. It's described as looking something between a bear, panther, and a lion. Also known as the northern devil cat.
A Glowacus is also what Steve calls jerking off with a glow stick.
No, that's Glowacus.
Oh.
This
what
is
did you
GLA.
say?
Oh.
Glowacus.
Oh.
It is known for its fearsome screech that compares to the cackle of a hyena, which is also a sound Steve makes during Glowacus. The creature is blind, which they say Steve will go if he continues to Glowacus, and uses its sense of smell as well as sound waves. Looking into the creature's eyes, which is pointless because it's blind, is said to wipe the victim's memory. It was seen in 1939.
Like women who participate in Glowacus with Steve.
Listen to this. It was seen in 1939 and 2015.
What?
In Glastonbury, Connecticut, Loveland, and Fort Collins in Colorado.
Loveland, Ohio?
It doesn't say, but I assume so.
That's Frogman territory. He wouldn't allow no Glowacus there.
No.
When
Glastonbury, Connecticut, Loveland, and Fort Collins in Colorado.
I think Steve.
So Loveland and Fort Collins are both in Colorado.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh. I was going to say that Frogman would have chased that.
Memories of cryptozoologist from the Cape Codder. I was working as a young reporter on the Hartford Courant that year when World War II was in the wings, but we were preoccupied with the developing story about this Glastonbury creature that howled at night, slipped in and out of view, and caused dogs, cats, and small farm animals to disappear. As the sightings grew in number, so did the variety of descriptions. First, it was a huge cat. Then some people reported what looked like a dog in the back and a cat in the front. Cat dog. Others saw it vice versa. One man called to say he had seen a big animal in the pitch dark with eyes that glowed like embers. It was clear to us that this weird unknown animal needed a name. One editor coined the word Glowacus, Gla for Glastonbury, Whack for wacky, and us as a proper Latin ending. It caught on like magic. Yeah. So then you had a radio network commentator who made it popular. And a safari was organized with 2 Ozark-trained hounds. The search came back empty-handed.
Duh.
The event, however, was memorialized in a verse. Say did the fearless hunters pick up the beastly spoor while trekking through the jungle with steps alert and sure.
It doesn't even rhyme.
Yeah, well, I didn't write it.
Steve's Glowacus does not come back.
It never comes back empty-handed.
It's true, Steve.
I still think of I think to myself, why?
Why what?
Why do I do this every Sunday? I know the abuse is coming.
No.
And yet I still come on.
Why? Why do you think it's all the time? Do we beat you up every week?
Every single week.
I'm sorry, Steve. I mean, what do you want? What do you want for this show?
I want to hear more about this Glowacus.
You can't hear anything more about the Glowacus. Matt gave up on you.
No.
The squash auger.
There's a lot of them.
Yeah, this one's, well, not that they all weren't, but this one's fucking crazy. It is said to be a special variety of a squash. They grow just like any other squash on vines,
Like
only
a Hubbard?
larger. As they ripen, their eyes and legs come out and their mouth opens. And just before they're ready to walk, a piece of the vine turns into a tail, and then they go away.
It's a great fucking pumpkin.
Yeah. Their green color helps them hide in the underbrush. They stay around the place and live on bugs and insects, so you see they're a considerable help. Here's where it gets a little bit weird. Not that a squash that turns into a creature is not weird enough, but similar story. In some Romanian mythology, it is said a pumpkin or a watermelon that doesn't rot within a month of its ripening will become a vampire, either growing a mouth and teeth or using its vine like a proboscis.
Oh, yes, the proboscis.
I've never heard of the Romanian myth of a watermelon turning into a vampire.
It's how it happens.
Well, can you imagine, like, people in Romania, like,
that fucking
farmers
in the field for far too long.
Like farmers just like watching their pumpkin patch with fright and terror every day. Like, any minute now, it's gonna fucking start sucking my blood.
Power of Christ compels you.
Like, I guess in Romania, everything was a fucking vampire.
Oh yeah, they didn't fuck around in Romania. You so much as twitched after they put you in a coffin, they were fucking driving a stick through your heart. That place must have been crazy scary. Steve, what would you have done?
In Romania?
Oh, if you were afraid for vampires.
You're afraid your pumpkin was going to turn into a vampire.
Yeah.
I would have ate it before it turned into a vampire.
What if that makes you turn into a vampire?
Then I would have been a vampire, I guess. I don't know.
All right. Pumpkin pie it is.
The splinter cat.
Is a splinter? Wait.
It's a dumb cat. Yeah.
Not a rat that teaches fucking turtles how to ninja?
No, splinter cat.
Oh.
Found in the Great Lakes to the Gulf and eastward to the Atlantic Ocean. So it's everywhere. But it has been reported in the Rocky Mountains from only a few localities. So this one is basically a large cat. Imagine like a lion with a short tail or something like that, a tiger with a short tail, a large wild cat of some kind. And basically, they eat raccoons and honey during dark and stormy nights. They have a hard head to charge and break every tree in sight, knocking them down to the floor until a hollow one containing food is found. Then they leave this place broken and shattered. Maybe this story inspired by a forest destroyed after a windstorm. Splinter Cat Creek, found in the northern Cascade Range of Oregon, is named after this legendary animal. So basically, they would ram into trees, knocking them down and splintering them until it found one that had food inside.
Sounds very inefficient, to be honest.
Yeah, it does.
Mm-hmm.
Inefficient. I agree. Most of these fucking creatures sound inefficient.
Yeah.
Well, except Hatchet Dog.
How the fuck does Hatchet Dog eat?
It's just a dog.
Yeah.
Oh. But it's got an axe for a face.
Well, yeah, kind of.
Edged face.
It's just shaped like an axe. It's not an actual axe.
Oh.
You can't pick the dog up and chop wood with it.
Why not?
I don't know. Well, you might. After the bird incident.
I'd throw it at his mother. Blade face
stick.
The Central American wind tosser.
The what?
Wind tosser.
Wind tosser.
Oh.
I use a form of speech where I pronounce the H in WH words.
Win.
When my stepdaughter hates it that I do this. When.
Quinn.
So it actually places the H before the W, which is the correct way to pronounce it. I'm just saying, if anybody out there is like, what did he say? It's kind of like Stewie, that whole bit.
Yes.
What?
With you.
It has a triangular body with a neck and a short tail that can swivel around. The head and tail can spin around 100 times per minute. It isn't very big, but it has a big ego. It is extremely aggressive. It has 3 sets of legs, which help it to stabilize itself during earthquakes, which are frequent in the region it lives.
Oh.
These legs are positioned all around its body, enabling it to walk upside down, sideways, and on the ground. The animal's fur is quite bristly and slants at a sharp angle. The animal causes frequent trouble to men and is very difficult to kill. Even if you shoot it, club it, or really do anything to it, it will just thrash around, spin, and scream. The only known way to kill the creature is to trap it in a flume pipe or a log. In this pipe, the wind tosser will try to walk in all directions and tear itself apart.
The wind tosser.
Yeah.
They're getting weird.
They are.
They're getting really weird.
I was with you until beaver trout.
Beaver trout was what fucking knocked you off?
No. Beaver trout. Until beaver trout. After beaver trout, I kind of fell off.
Oh.
I'm all for beaver trout.
You like yourself some beaver trout then?
Well,
what are you saying, Steve?
I'm not necessarily. I just, of all these furious or fearsome creatures that beaver trout is probably the most efficient and proper. The right one, the best one. It's my favorite.
Yeah? Okay. Beaver trout for Steve.
Yeah.
The Looferlang.
Oh, wait, maybe this one will be better.
Listen, that was the thing that got Bill O'Reilly in trouble.
Yeah. It is described as a large spider-like creature with triple-jointed legs, a bushy tail, and blue stripes.
I'm pretty sure this is the thing that got Bill O'Reilly in trouble.
It is also reported to have a horse or possibly a tiger's head. It is said its legs can make this creature run fast in any direction to catch those who gaze upon them. Then kill it with a single deadly bite with its powerful venom.
Ooh.
This is
in case of an attack, the victim could use a large mirror to confuse them.
This is what got Bill Clinton in
will
trouble.
gaze upon itself, then rush off with fear of its own horrific appearance.
That's some scary shit. Pretty sure I saw one of them on fucking The Muppet Show.
Yeah.
I think.
Huh. Then there's another one called Old Spider Legs. According to the witness report, as he was traveling through the forest, he heard a quick and numerous galloping noise. It was then that he got a clear sight of a horse that had 8 legs, positioned like a spider's legs. He got on his horse and chased after the beast, but he could not keep up and soon lost sight of it. Many have heard it since, but none have seen it again.
I heard it.
Steve had one, a fearsome critter very similar. It was called Old Spice Uncle.
Old what? Old Spice Uncle. I did.
And then in the comments,
a lot of Old Spice.
Then in the comments of that one, somebody's pissed off, and they're like, "Looferlang, what you have described is known as the Looferlang." Wow.
He was a little funny.
What?
My uncle that used a lot of Old Spice.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Thanks, Steve.
Here's one from
Said something
May.
about sitting on his lap once,
Yeah.
and I declined.
You blocked out everything else.
This one's
I'm not making it up either.
This one's from Maine, and it's called the Bill Dad.
Oh God!
I'm just reading them, folks. The Bill Dad
Read
lives
them.
only around. Steve,
Just saying.
the joke's over.
Yeah, it was
It lives
over before
around
it started.
Boundary Pond in northwest Maine. It hunts by waiting by grassy areas with lots of insects. When a fish surfaces to try to eat a bug, the bildad will jump over it with astonishing speed and smack its tail down hard enough to stun the fish, which the creature eats soon after. This smack sounds similar to paddling, and canoers are sometimes mistaken for the bildad and vice versa. The bildad was considered to be a delicacy by lumberjacks until very recently, but no one knows what the meat tastes like because the bildad is very shy and reclusive. However, a reported instance stated that a dead bildad was washed ashore, and a cook made a meal of it to be eaten by a certain Bill Murphy. However, as soon as the person ate the meat, he felt sick, his eyes glazed over, and he ran outside and imitated a bildad. This part is mostly likely exaggerated by the locals. It was described to be about the size of a beaver.
Just that, no, beaver.
With long kangaroo-like hind legs, short front legs, webbed feet, and a heavy hawk-like beak. It has a very fast and powerful jump and a strong tail. They have been reported to jump up to about 60 yards. Bildad is not one for attacking humans or anything bigger than itself. Bildad meat is poisonous in a way, so nobody wants to eat it anymore.
Except that one guy who found a dead, unknown creature and decided, hey, let's make a meal out of this shit.
Yeah. And the pictures basically show a beaver with long hind legs and a giant beak on its face.
Beaver beak.
Beaver beak.
Gotcha.
Can I stop?
Yes.
Yeah, like you can stop anytime. I was waiting for you to.
I know, I'm like, after the first hour, I'm like, how long does this shit go on?
Well, I mean, I can keep going.
You know, see, sometimes where I'm just like,
I feel like I'm being punished.
Do I tell him that he can stop, or do I just let him keep going? So you'd have these really long pauses, and I'd be like, yeah.
Yeah. And I would use those long pauses to find another one.
Yeah, no, we can be done with fearsome creatures.
Jesus. Lumberjacks were bored motherfuckers, man.
Yes, they were. On that note, hey, Steve, old buddy, old pal.
Yeah.
Do you got some news?
News?
Sure.
Okay. See, you danced during the opening music. I danced during the news theme.
Oh, wow.
That's how that works.
All right, gotcha.
NBCnews.com. That's an actual real website. A real website.
Oh.
Yeah. Strange life forms found deep in a mine point to vast underground Galapagos.
Ooh.
I think there's big turtles in Galapagos.
There are, Steve.
Yes. The rocky...
Also someone's last name.
Oh, yeah? What's their first name, Matt?
I'm not going to say.
Okay. Why not?
Shout out to a special listener.
Galapagos. Oh, this thing eats rocks and breathes sulfur microbes. And it has scientists wondering what other strange
We're
creatures...
done with the fearsome critters, Steve.
This is a real critter.
No.
It's called something. I don't know yet. They found this thing in the Kidd mine, Kidd mine in Canada. The zinc and copper mine is 350 miles northwest of Toronto. It's the deepest spot ever explored on land and the reservoir of the oldest known water. And yet, 7,900 feet below the surface in perpetual darkness in the waters that have remained undisturbed for up to 2 billion years, the mine is teeming with life.
Including the albino fur trout.
The albino, because there's no sunlight. It's
right.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah. Many scientists had doubted that anything could live under such extreme conditions, but in July, a team led by University of Toronto geologist Barbara Sherwood, Lawler, not related to Jerry,
or Lucy.
Off topic, Matt. Steve will only eat white bearded trout.
Beaver trout.
Oh, beaver trout. Oh, I'm sorry.
Bearded trout? I don't want anything to do with.
I'm sorry.
Huh? I prefer the hairless kind, but whatever.
Whoa, Steve.
I'm just saying.
Wow.
It's short hair is fine. Just, it's fascinating.
Wow.
It's a fascinating system where the organisms are literally eating fool's gold to survive, Sherwood Lawler said. What we are finding is so exciting. It's like being a kid again, level exciting. Sherwood Lawler is excited not only because the particular peculiar
finding again.
The peculiarity of the mind's rock-eating life seemed, but I can't read. But also because of the growing realization, growing realization that strange life forms might not be so peculiar after all. So I guess they're saying there's a lot of shit like that out there.
Oh.
Yeah. They eat sulfur and rocks.
Yeah. It's weird.
Yeah.
How much nutrition could be in that?
Enough for this thing to survive, apparently. Well, maybe they get that from the sulfur. Or, there's no light down there.
Who knows?
So it's pretty deep. Ooh, here we got one from Gallup, which is another great reputable news source. News.gallup.com. Americans skeptical of UFO, but say the government knows more.
That's right. They do.
Skeptical Americans. Washington, D.C.
If you don't think the government knows more?
Oh, yeah, they probably do.
Right.
Internet camp.
Skeptical Americans say the government knows more about what they're skeptical about?
Even though, all right, so even though Americans are skeptical
yes.
about UFOs, they believe that the U.S. government knows more than what they're telling us.
Yes.
Is what the whole Gallup thing is about.
Has an internet campaign called Storm Area 51, which I encourage all of you people to do, has nearly 2 million people.
If any one thing, my cousin encouraged when he was on the show last week, and I will stand behind it. Yeah, go for it.
If you're considering it, please do so.
Not to be confused with the campaign I'll be launching later this week, Storm Walmart 357.
There you go.
Yeah, you can have at that, Matt. Okay, where was I? As an internet campaign called Storm Area 51 has nearly 2 million people pledging to break into the island. Bunch of fucking idiots.
Isn't that supposed to go down this month?
I hope so. Break into highly secure military base later this month in the hopes of uncovering possible secrets about UFOs. And then they announce it on the internet so that the government moves everything, even if it was there. A recent Gallup poll finds 2/3 of Americans believe the government knows more about the subject than it has conveyed. For decades, UFOs enthusiasts have claimed the government is warehousing crashed UFOs and possibly aliens at Area 51, part of an Air Force base in southern Nevada. By the way, I was in Vegas and I didn't see those airplanes. I was hoping to see them. I flew into that airport.
How come everybody has like a UFO the size of like a 2-seater like sports car? Like if you had something that could travel through the universe, wouldn't it be like pretty fucking big?
Well, you're
like
just
giant cruise ship big.
Depends on how fast that puppy goes.
Well, no, you're just seeing a shuttlecraft. The mothership is, way out there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what you're seeing.
So
like
we're seeing like the lifeboat.
Yes. Shuttlecraft, I prefer.
And they just all happen to crash near Area 51.
Randy Filipovic, Winnebago.
Oh, okay. I'm with you. Not Randy Filipovic moped strapped to the back of so said Winnebago.
Yes.
You're seeing the moped.
Yeah.
Everybody else, they're coming in the Winnebago.
I gotcha.
They're just parking it out back.
Yeah.
So that you don't see it. That's all.
When you see
it
goes meep meep,
the good Sam Club.
In other UFO news, the Navy recently issued a new guidance for personnel to report quote unquote unexplained aerial phenomena.
Ooh.
After a spate of unusual sightings by Navy pilots. The 68% today who believe the government is withholding information about UFOs is comparable to the 71% found in 1996, just a little bit less. Both times the results were similar among all main demographic groups, including by age, education, and party identification. So it doesn't matter who you are. Everybody believes that the government's hiding something, or at least 68% of us.
Ooh. I think that figure's probably about right.
I would agree. Ooh, here's a good one. This is from roadtrippers.com, another amazingly legit news service.
Ooh.
In March 1960, Lauren Coleman, hey, I know that guy, watched a film on the Yetis of the Himalayas. When he inquired about the creature, also known as the Abaddon
documentary about the Yetis of the Himalayas, where they captured them in their own environment. Tell us more, Steve.
He inquired about the creatures in school, and his teachers were less than helpful. They told him to get back to work because Yetis don't exist.
Oh.
Yes. Coleman decided to conduct his own research, and a lifelong interest in cryptozoology, or the study of legendary and unknown creatures, was born. Why are we doing a story about Lauren Coleman?
I don't know.
Okay, I'm just asking. Over the past 6 decades...
In 2002, I attended a Bigfoot conference in Jefferson, Texas.
You did?
Where a gentleman by the name of Lauren Coleman gave a presentation where he recited this exact same story. How spooky is that?
Huh. I bet you that makes it true. Every word of it.
So he's got this cryptozoology museum.
Okay, let's talk about that.
Yeah.
Where have you been there? Anybody been there?
No.
I have not. Chris lives real close and still hasn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically up the street.
In this museum, he's collected over 10,000 objects. Cryptozoological.
Is it like Ed and Lorraine Warren shit?
Yeah. I'm going to guess, yeah.
Am I not allowed to touch it? Because it
whatever you send.
I see a big hairy Bigfoot that looks like Lauren Coleman.
This week, he actually received the same exact Bigfoot toy that you have there in the background, Steve.
Oh, he's not getting mine.
And he posted a picture of it.
Nice.
I have 3 of them.
He called it a popular culture Bigfoot item.
Steve's not gonna, give up any of that shit, Matt.
I have 3 of those, and Lauren Coleman gets 0.
I've been trying to get a 3DS off this motherfucker, and I've offered him more money than what he's paid for him, and he still won't.
When I paid $20 for a 3DS at a yard sale, and you offer me $25 for it, you're not going to get
$5 profit.
$5 on the spot. $5 profit, Steve. On the spot.
So take the offer of $25 and find one for $10.
Yeah, that doesn't work usually.
How much do you make off of it? If you make more than $25, what do you make off of it?
Well, I paid $20 for it.
Yeah.
If I were to sell it on eBay, I'd sell it for around $75 because it's got the box with it. It's almost new.
So about $50 profit.
A little bit less because of shipping and fees.
Yeah.
So about 40-ish.
40-ish. Okay. And how long have you known Chris?
A couple days.
Couple days. Yeah. How long have you been doing the show with him?
A couple more days.
And in all this time,
yes,
you would say that $40 profit that you would make or break you, and Chris has not earned it as a friend.
That is correct.
Okay.
It's $40 cash, man.
Oh, fucking prick.
As long as we're all on the same page.
Matt, now, Matt, for the record, if the tables were turned, there would be a 3DS on its way to fucking Steve's house right now.
You'd be playing it right now.
Yeah.
I don't, I've never asked for anything from you.
But in all fairness, I have a mighty fine Fortean Slip coffee mug sitting in my kitchen right now.
Yes.
Right.
I have a Fortean Slip coffee mug sitting on my desk right now. It holds my dragon egg.
I lost mine a few years ago. I could make another, though.
Just wow.
They should redo those.
You should
make new ones.
You should make new ones.
Hey, that means I got Matt Knapp's address here somewhere.
While you're at it, man.
Oh, great.
While you're at it, Steve, why don't you put a 3DS in with a box?
Yeah, I'll do that. ICM, International Cryptozoology Museum, is located in a strip of shops and restaurants on Thompson's Point along the banks of the Fore River in Portland, Maine. Isn't that where you're from? Portland.
From Portland, Steve.
Oh, you're near Portland or in Portland. Or
He's in Devonshire.
Yes.
Okay. To reach the entrance of the small museum, I have to walk through a restaurant locally soused with
You have to get
drunk. You got to be drunk.
the name
to
of
go
that.
there.
I need to be drunk to get to the cryptozoology.
I think that's the name of the restaurant. But they do serve burritos, nachos, and pulled pork sandwiches.
Why is he giving the menu?
I hope it's
No, I didn't write this.
And don't miss out on Catfish Thursdays.
Who did write this article? Let's find out. Oh wow, this is a long article.
Yeah, that's why I told you to fucking
Really?
paraphrase.
This was written by
Steve,
Alexandra.
paraphrase. I know the International Cryptozoology Museum was first.
There's an actual fur-bearing trout. I'm looking at the picture right now.
Yeah,
told you, real.
You're looking at a furry trout?
It says very rare. It's got white fur.
Yeah, that's
It
the
is
kind
a
you
fish.
like.
Yes, that's what I've been told. I don't like. No, I don't. No.
Yeah.
But so if you do go to the
Even
Cryptozoology Museum, it is open from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays. It's closed on Tuesdays because that's the day of cryptozoology.
Hey, in the chat, are you people talking about coffee mugs? Not you, Steve. You keep reading. I'll handle this.
Oh no, that's the news. Lost or sold? I didn't
That's
sell
what you're
it.
talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah,
If they're talking about coffee mugs, we can sell some fucking coffee mugs.
Yeah,
Yeah, hell, we
Sell
can
coffee
do
mugs,
that.
people.
Sure, if you guys want Fortean Slip coffee mugs, we can make that happen.
yeah, I can do that shit.
$37.95 a piece.
That's right.
Easy there, Steve.
That's right. Let's.
Yeah,
trust me,
Rose anyway
you guys
said
don't
yes,
want
we're talking
Steve in
about coffee
charge of this.
Steve, we need a round of coffee mugs.
Oh, I'm not going to make them.
Jesus Christ.
I don't do that anymore. That was, 3 years ago?
You already
It's-
sold the machine, didn't you?
No, I
Matt,
still have it.
Matt, it's all gonna have to be me.
Yeah.
That's
all right, because you could make them by hand. Like, you could, draw on them and stuff. Like, you could get some, paint pens.
I'll just write
Definitely.
Fortean Slip on a mug.
Yeah, that would be
I'll go to
great.
the Dollar Tree, buy a mug,
Yeah.
and write Fortean Slip on
Yeah.
it. And
Autograph
sell it
the
for
bottom of it.
$37.
Yeah, do it like it's a 5-year-old fucking drawing you put on your fucking fridge.
Draw
There you
like
go.
an alien and a Bigfoot
Because
on
that's
there.
what we think of our fucking
I'll
fans.
list them for $20 a piece, Steve.
Dude, I think we have a little scam going there.
Yeah.
Well, it costs like $7.33 to ship.
Yeah.
$8. So let's see. Yeah, I think we got to charge $50. Make up for that shipping,
Yeah, you got to make sure you make up for the shipping. What do you think, Steve? Think it's a winner? Think it's a winner?
Dust off the old machine, Steve.
Yeah, dust off the machine, bum.
It's sitting right back in that little.
All right,
closet
there
right
you go.
there.
Still got the drivers and the software and all that?
Of course I do.
You're good to go, man. You got the materials?
Nobody's gonna buy them.
What do you mean? They said they would.
Yeah, okay. They said they would buy T-shirts.
Lie?
Fucking liars.
They're not lying.
I'm not that trustworthy.
Yeah. If I was to do it, I'd go through an outside company and have them make the coffee mugs.
Made to order. Because we're not going to sit there and buy.
I would order a
70.
lot and then sell them. No,
because none of these assholes would buy any of them.
yeah, I
They'd
wouldn't.
stick us with them.
I wouldn't place a huge order and then try to sell them off. That wouldn't happen. But anyhow,
If you guys want coffee mugs, we can make that happen, though.
on that note, gentlemen, this has been the Fortean Slip, episode 97, Fearsome Creatures. If you like this shit, hit the little thumbs up button. If you don't, hit the little thumbs down button. Leave a comment, subscribe. Comments are lacking on the last episode, as always, because our fans
Suck.
suck. Ask all the time.
Hey,
comment
Dean Cooper tonight?
on YouTube. Leave a comment on the goddamn show on YouTube. The things you say in the chat during the live show don't fucking matter. Go back, leave a comment. Doesn't that be nice of you? But nobody does it. You go and look on the last show. How many comments are there, Steve? How many?
2?
0.
That's what I was going to say.
0.
I don't know. I don't comment either.
Check out our good friend Matt Knapp at youtube.com/Bigfoot Crossroads.
I got it right now.
youtube.com/Cryptid Tales. We are now available on Anchor at anchor.fm/the Fortean Slip. Go there, download all of the episodes of the Fortean Slip. Listen to them. Just slip into the night.
In order.
Check it all out, people, as they come down, as I intended for you to listen to them. Check out our good friend Richard Allen and his group Bigfootin' with Keith and Colin on Facebook. He draws stupid Bigfoot doing stupid shit all the time. I don't quite understand it most of the time, but every once in a while it makes me giggle. Check out our good friend Phil Poling at youtube.com/Parabreakdown. And you too might be able to become a member of the Breakdown Me Too movement. And last,
only if you're a female.
As always, check out our good friend Dred Funn at dredfunn.com and youtube.com/Dred Funn. I will be giving him some information for a new image, and as soon as I have that, you will all see it. We will be back next week with another show. I don't know right now what we're going to be doing, but it will be something interesting. Any idea?
Chubbs is fired.
Oh yeah, Chubbs. I forgot he was so quiet. I forgot he was even there. Chubbs.
Yeah.
You're fired.
Steve didn't fight. This is the last time you'll be on the show, buddy. I'm sorry. Steve didn't like you.
No. Get the fuck out.
Oh, man.
Jeez.
No, I'm kidding, man. I'm fucking with him.
Wow.
Yeah,
He brings
I usually leave the comments.
He fucking Chubbs is
You type a good game.
only good fan, except for last show, Chubbs. You lacked in last show.
Yeah.
Everybody was.
I want Katie back.
Oh.
Yeah, I miss Katie.
I think you're sexist.
Probably. Not as sexist as Para Breakdown. But.
Coming soon, the Steve Elkhorn Me Too movement.
Yeah, coming. It's coming.
I've never said an inappropriate thing to any woman.
I hope you had a good time. You seem kind of quiet, but I hope you had a good time being on.
I did. I was very happy to be here. I was just letting you guys roll and saw fun. Very
liar.
Fun.
Fucking Barb's from fucking Elkhorn. Wow.
I know. What's the deal?
I hope you sit down after this show, Chubbs.
Like shaving trout. He wants Katie.
I didn't say what?
That's what you said.
That is not what I said. Katie, I did not say that.
Look at the disgust on her face. She's looking at you right now, Steve. Look at that.
I just said
a face of disappointment.
That's right.
I love how you guys read shit into what I say. It's not even close to what I meant.
You prefer them shaved.
Well, no, that I did say, yes.
Okay. And you just said that you wanted Katie to come back.
Yes.
So you prefer...
So which part is it that I said that you didn't say? Katie's about to give you a tisk-tisk.
Yeah.
Well, I shouldn't get a tisk-tisk. Wow. I didn't say anything wrong. You guys made it all up. You made it sound. It's the tone that you guys said it in, not what you said.
Oh,
that's what. End the fucking show.
Thanks everybody for joining us this week. We'll be back next week with something for you. On that,
thanks for coming on, Chubbs.
See ya.
You're welcome.